Did you guys see or hear anything from the secret Arica comp?
Did see and hear of that.
What happened? When did this go?
I saw David Perez do a huge air forward and land on his head in a jersey. Akike started today.
Yes, it did.
What are our picks for this event?
I just confirmed 65 days.
60. That's
Yeah.
not
65.
80.
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
I did.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to yet another edition of the Breaking Even podcast with the freaking boys. How we doing, lads?
Doing good.
Good. Vibing.
Yeah, sitting on my new couch. Well, my background is blurred, but just got a new couch for the apartment.
Nice.
Hauled it in here.
Where'd you get it?
I don't know. My sister found it at some thrift store place. So
I thought you were going to say on the side of the road or something.
Yeah.
no. But we're furnishing our place on a budget. So we've been on Facebook Marketplace and stuff. Craig saw what we were getting up to.
That we can probably talk about for a little bit because that was quite the adventure we went on last week.
I got a sick dining room table.
Yeah, lay the
long
land.
Story short.
Lay the land for the boys.
I got a sick dining room table. It doubles as primary use table for eating on, secondary use pool table, and the dining room table top flips over to be a ping pong table.
What?
Yeah.
Is this like did someone custom make this table or is it like it's like an actual commercially produced table?
No, they sell these things. They're like $1,300.
Yeah.
And we got it for free on Facebook Marketplace.
What?
What the heck?
It's pretty beat. Like there's some damage and stuff, and two of the legs did fall off when we were moving it, but you can eat on it for sure. I haven't played a game of pool yet, but
Wow. Did it come with like balls and stuff too?
Yeah, came with everything. Balls,
Dang.
cues, chalk, ping pong balls, ping pong paddles, like
what the heck?
all kinds of stuff.
That's crazy.
Free. These people were just like, just take it out of our house and you can have it.
Yeah.
Damn.
And we did. So
Tanner got this U-Haul that we had, like one of the big ass ones with the full blown like mini semis, so we could transport it, and we got it in there. It was so heavy, and we're driving and there's like a few kerplunks on the way home. We're like, oh shit, what the hell is that? And we open it up and all the stuff's just everywhere. Like the table fell over. The cubes that you sit on had all the balls had fallen out. It was pretty funny.
It looked like a little grenade went off.
It sounds like you guys didn't strap it down in any capacity. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised that it went flying.
And I had to drive all the way from Irvine on the 405 in this U-Haul with like a 300-pound table in the back, just banging around. Yeah.
It made the story better.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I can't wait to see that thing. I can't even imagine what that looks like.
It's giant. It takes up our whole dining room. So yeah, we'll have to have, once we get a few more things, we'll have a little housewarming party.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what I've been up to since our glorious run of Swell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tristan, how excited are you to be back?
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but shit's falling apart at my school.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, with the protests.
Yeah. Our school made a front page of LA Times, I think, today.
What did they do?
Are they going to cancel finals and send you home tomorrow?
I mean, everything's on. Well, for a minute there, you thought graduation was going to be canceled, but they just sent something today that they're going to do a semi sort of situation off campus. But campus is closed indefinitely. But all my classes are online, so it's finals got alleviated because they're online. So that helps.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't know if this is actually true, but I saw something that said USC was like their graduation is not happening at all.
Yeah, I think a lot of schools.
Like,
Yeah, a lot of schools, like it's getting pretty gnarly, like nationwide. Up here, I think there's like a pretty funny viral video. I'll find it and send it up. Just like the SWAT, or not SWAT, but they're like armed cops with the riot gear, and they're like
yeah.
pushing kids with the shields, and some kid has like an empty water jug, and he's just bonking one of the cops on the head.
and he's just letting it happen.
No, he was throwing elbows and baton. But that's like, there's like a meme, like a local page saying that's like the official weapon of Cal Poly students right now. It's like an empty water jug.
That
Like spray painting on the walls, like bonk bonk.
Wow.
So do you have to do you have to like wear like a helmet to get to class right now? Or?
No, it's online. But actually,
it's fully online. Like you have no in-person classes now.
Yeah, my roommate, like we were like some of the first responders, like hearing about what was happening. We knew a girl who was like out there with the megaphone and everything, and he went and watched and just wanted to be a part of the excitement. I was watching the live stream at home.
Some live stream.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Heavy. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, I got some snacks and just watched.
But
you didn't know it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
No,
it's
that's
always
freaky.
weird when they're doing stuff like that.
Yeah, they were camping. What they were doing was occupying like two of the buildings. So like they're like moved in. And that's what the SWAT team, or not the SWAT team, but the riot cops, like were trying to force them out of the building on that first day, and then it got all contentious, and then like after that, they kind of eased up on the cops because it got a lot of bad press, and like a bunch of kids just filled in and like just kind of occupied the whole campus. So they got him out a couple days ago, and then like 30-something kids and some teachers got arrested.
Oh my god! So you were just kicked back with the webcam up, just wishing you were there. Yeah.
I was just watching it and playing pickleball.
Is it like is it only students that are like at the university, or is it like, are there other outside people now too, or is it just only students?
No, it's done. There's nothing anymore, but it was like community members, teachers. Yeah, it was like a little party. I went one day, and there was like a live band and people like giving speeches.
Wow.
Free food, and
doesn't even sound like a riot anymore.
I know. And just graffiti like F pigs and all that stuff all over. It was kind of interesting. That's
wild.
Yeah.
Well, on the other end of the stick, there was a lot of
world politics aside.
This going on probably while that was happening.
I know. I'd rather be there.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a tough little recap. Just wishing you were there the whole time.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it. I'm interested.
All right, who wants to take it away? Swerve from the beach. Thoughts?
Yeah, your perspective on the Swell.
Yeah, I mean, for it being this early in the season and for as low of expectations as we had for the sand, like I think it was actually like pretty sick Swell. Like there's definitely a few sessions that were very productive. Like the weather was like not that bad. We had one morning of fog, which I mean for this time of year, it's like pretty common for it to be like fully overcast and like bad lighting. But yeah, it was definitely pretty cool. Like, and it seemed like like the boys like were surfing super well. Like it was almost like mid-season form. So that was cool. Mm-hmm. Definitely. There was like a rampy day. There was like a really good barrel day. There was like kind of like a more fun, like playful day. Excuse me. But yeah, it was sick. Like it definitely was hopefully a good omen of what the rest of the season is going to provide.
Yeah, it was good. good week and a half, week of waves. Like I was pretty surfed out by the end of it.
Yeah, super
Sounds
tired.
nice.
Yeah, I mean-
the first day, which was this day, was so crowded.
Oh, yeah?
Like
So
yeah,
packed.
so full in that corner that it was like. Luckily, there were kind of a lot of waves because if there weren't, everyone was going to be just fighting each other for the worst little waves.
Yeah.
But like
It was just-
all the surfers and all the bodyboarders because the cider was like pretty damn good like that whole day. So that's when you would see all those like all the photos Surfline put up of like Blair and Tyler just getting chipped in into the peak, which are very sick waves. But like after that day, it didn't really do that again,
Hmm.
which in my opinion is nice because then it's just all peak and no one really went the next couple days.
Yeah. It's just too easy for everyone to get in on the side wave. Like once the side wave's not breaking, it feels like 90% of people just can't get into a lot of the waves, at least properly.
Mhm.
Like the second morning, like it was the big Wednesday. You'd think like the next day is going to be freaking crowded too. Like it was literally me, Tanner, and Ginger for like a good, I don't know, 20-30 minutes with like more
Wow.
waves than the day before.
Wow.
Like we couldn't get enough waves.
Yeah,
So-
just no one wanted it. Everyone probably just surfed their brains out that day too. Like
Yeah.
we surfed for a while in the morning, but we didn't
Well,
go back
and-
for the afternoon sesh.
Well, and what's nice right now too is because blackball hasn't started yet, you could like if the tides are favorable, you theoretically could surf the entire day, which is, normally not the case.
hmm
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think most people are still either done with spring break or whatever. So, I mean, like obviously people still had class and work and all that, but like, yeah, it was pretty shocking, like how quickly the crowd cleared up, and then like even by the end of the week, there was like virtually no one, and the waves were still very fun.
hmm
Like even
Yeah.
even that for like that weekend.
Mhm.
I like surfed like the Friday afternoon and like the Saturday afternoon, and then you guys came back on Sunday. It was like those 3 days. Literally, there was like virtually nobody in the water. I was like, "What the heck?" Like
It's
like
wild.
I was tripping out. Like I went over there on a Saturday afternoon. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was like pretty fun. Like not
Mhm.
epic, but like fun. And there was like 3 people out. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
We love to see
And,
it.
yeah.
No complaints. No
I mean,
complaints.
yeah,
Well-
it's no. I don't know. Maybe
I'm
they're surfing
complaining.
somewhere else.
Tristan's complaining and I'm complaining now because today's May 1st and that's the day that stupid flag goes up.
I was just gonna say, happy blackball, everyone.
No.
Apparently, this is the worst international holiday in the world.
Yeah.
Body surfing day.
Is it
What a
really?
bummer.
Yeah, well, it is actually body surfing day. I just
No
saw a
way.
comment. I just saw a comment that was pretty funny. Like, this is the worst holiday in the world. So
Yeah. Not a fan.
thought I would. No, me neither. But
I could do without it for sure.
now it's happening. So back to mornings and afternoons, unfortunately. Well, I'm also pretty excited. We just got these new shirts in that are very cool. I don't have it on, but I have it right here with me.
Well, you just
Um,
disappeared.
Are they camo?
Yeah. So if
It's
you
an
move a little
invisible cloak.
closer, it just decides to disappear. But yeah, no, they're super sick. Shout out to Nick Arendt for putting these together. They feel really good, and I washed it, and it didn't shrink that much. So for you guys who were
Nice.
wondering, they're pretty solid, and we're kind of flying through them. Two actually went out to France today, which is pretty special.
Oh,
France.
A
Let's
lot
go,
of
France.
a lot of locals, and yeah, people are psyched. And we actually just put up a shop as well, so if you're looking to buy one, I'm sure we will link it below. Click the link and order it up yourself before they're gone.
Yeah.
Tristan, we
I
have
almost-
yours waiting.
I
Yeah.
almost wore mine onto the podcast, but I was
Yeah.
half expecting you two to have them on also, so I didn't want to.
I know. Well, I had the same thought, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear it. I'm just gonna hold it next to me.
Okay. Yeah, it's yeah.
But yeah, and those specialty little items that we have from him are gonna be pretty sick too. The crew necks, and I think I got a long sleeve too. I hope people are gonna be seeing those and just being like, put those
Yeah.
on the clothing line.
Little tester products. What else we got going on?
Well, Akike started today.
Yes, it did. It
And
sure did.
I am sure you are just so sad you're not there.
I'm devastated.
Yeah.
Absolutely devastated.
I can hear it in your voice how sad you are to not be there.
Yeah.
So today, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it, Tanner.
I was actually watching the webcast. Waves looked pretty standard for Punta Dos, like fun little flip bowls, couple barrels. I was impressed actually. The webcast is decent. It's still early rounds, so even though I do know some of the people that are in it, it's still not like not really any of my friends or any of the boys are competing right now. Sorry, but yeah, it was fine. Look, pretty standard comp out there. I did get word from some guys who are there right now that vibes are good, so happy to hear that, I guess.
Yeah, that's good and important.
Yes, but
compared
no, I'm not
to the
that
off
bummed
season.
I'm not there.
Who of like the main kind of like mainstay of riders, do you know who's there and like who's planning on doing like tour full time this year?
Well, I have the heat draw because I'm still in
Is
the
the heat-
riders group chat if you want to.
Yeah. Is the heat draw like because they did round 1 today or round 1 and 2?
They did round 1 and 2 today.
Okay. And those are basically like considered like trials essentially, right? Like they just don't do a trials as a separate event now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, it's basically the trials. The top 16 round will be probably round 4.
Okay. So that's when the seeded riders come in.
Yeah, that's like the round where I would be.
Gotcha.
But like, the kind of staple guys like Tristan, Moz, Dave Hubbard, the French crew is holding it down strong. Maxime, Ethan, Jan Amar.
Canary guys.
Yeah, there's David Perez is in the event. I think Armide's there, and
Armide is
Lionel Medina, Gabriel Bragg is there.
Braggs.
Typical crew. No Pierre though, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if he's going to Anto. But
so Tristan's the only, he's not Pride anymore. But so is Tristan the only Pride?
Braga's Pride.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Is Tristan in the draw though?
Yeah,
He's there.
Yeah.
I must have just missed his name because I was scrolling through it like about an hour ago, and I was like, did he just stay in Mexico for another week?
Oh man, that would be hilarious. No, he's very much there. I was chatting with him earlier. But by all accounts, people on the ground saying that it's going good so far.
Cool.
Yeah, so I hear they have a day off tomorrow and back on track after that. I think the wave's been pretty good, like at the other spots. So I'm sure we'll see some good free surf stuff.
I've seen Tom Morris putting some stuff up that's just been like
Intendencia is just cranking.
Is that the left?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, that was
crazy.
This looks so heavy. It almost looked like Chopes. Like a mini little shorter Chopes.
Yeah. Just looks so sick.
Yeah. What are the what are our picks for this event? Who's taking it out?
I'm not going first.
I'm gonna go with a kind of a silent sniper, and might be standing out a lot this year. I'm gonna go with Armide. That he did really good in Morocco too. He got second, which was very, very interesting to me. And he was just like, all his free surfing clips have been pretty insane. So I'm gonna expect some big stuff out of the big man.
I could see him doing well. It's not a bad pick. I'm gonna call a Traub Braga final.
Pride final.
Sure.
Okay, I'll see that. And
but Armide could shake it up as well.
Who's taking the cake in the Pride final?
I think if Tristan gets in the final, he's going to win.
Okay, yeah.
But I think looking at the draw, I think that could be where it ends up. But geez, I mean, you don't know. But looking at the draw, that's where I think that's the way I think it's going to fall.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
T.
I second that one.
Tristan's all in on a Tristan Roberts.
Yeah.
Final with Tristan winning.
Yep. Hold it down for the boys.
Swerve, have you looked at the draw at all, or just?
I haven't looked at the full draw, but I feel like based on like how the last like kind of couple of years have been trending, like I think we're gonna see like a pretty big like resurgence of like French riders. Like that crew's like getting really consistent results. Like I don't know, I don't believe that there's any like event wins yet from that crew. I might be wrong.
No.
Tanner might be able to
there.
Yeah, I mean it's like I don't really know. I mean,
yeah, like Maz and Pierre, they're different. They're kind of
they're kind of like their own thing. But like from that kind of like new younger group, like I know that I was gonna say I don't recall them winning any events, but I know they've like gotten really deep in a lot of events, and like I mean I of that crew, it's like kind of hard to say because like I'm not familiar enough with each of their like riding styles to say like who does the Kike suit the best specifically, but I definitely think that I would say in the South American leg, like I wouldn't be surprised to see one or even two of them like in a final or so.
Well, I can tell you my pick for Antofagasta right now. That's Ethan. So
yeah.
So there you go. Kike, I don't know if I think they're going to do better in Anto. Just the wave suits their surfing a little more. I mean, you can't count.
Yeah.
I don't think you can count Ethan out because he's a really good competitor. But I would put money on him in Anto over Kike.
Okay,
that's cool. Yeah, he's another kid who's been putting out a lot of crazy content. And when he came and surfed with us, that was fun. When your ear was shattered.
Yeah, it's sat and filmed you guys.
Yeah, that was sick.
Good guy. I like Ethan a lot.
Kike, that one's back on the tour this year. It wasn't on it last year.
It was not.
Well, it ran as what, like just its own standalone, right?
Yeah, it ran during this time period.
So like it still ran, just not as a tour.
Yeah, they just couldn't get the way I understand it, they just couldn't get the funding in order in time to confirm it because it was like a month out and they still hadn't confirmed it. We're like, guys, we need to book tickets. So either call it on now or call it off because we need to know. So
yeah.
A lot of people still went and competed in it because there was no problem. Like the IPC didn't sanction it or anything. Or like block people from entering it because I think it was relatively good vibes between the organizers of that event and the IBC. So yeah,
it was a really late ad again this year, wasn't it?
I think it did take a little bit to get confirmed. Yeah,
Interesting.
And this is all information I have from passively reading the group chat. So may not be completely up to date with stuff, but I do peek in there every once in a while when I see stuff going wild.
Did you guys see or hear anything from the secret Arica comp that happened a week or two ago?
Did see and hear of that.
What happened?
I think, I don't know if this intel's right, but I think the Silver Brothers ran an event at Gringo at Flopos. And just like, it was like a local event. The
Locals.
waves look sick.
When did this go?
Like a week ago?
Yeah, I think it's
A little more.
Yeah, I don't know
How come
it was just one day or 2 days, or I don't know how long it was, but I saw like just people in jerseys. I saw David Perez do a huge air forward and land on his head in a jersey.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus, dude, that's what's happening out there.
Was it
like
like a full event, like it actually had like structures and like,
Yeah, it looks sick. Looks sick.
Mhm.
like full, like, so is it actual, like,
Yeah, it
full
looked sicker
legit
than
event?
last year's structure.
Dang.
They should just run it every year. They should.
So yeah, for sure. So,
That's pretty
I don't
cool.
know exactly who ran it, but it looked cool. They got good waves, so
If it was the Silver Brothers, and anyone out there can confirm it was the Silver Brothers, that's very, very funny that after what happened in the Canaries, they just threw the Arica event when the IBC couldn't. So that's,
and they are in Iquique, so
yeah.
Rodrigo is ripping him off in his heat today.
Just right back to it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, me and Tristan were chatting about this a couple hours ago, but we got some fun stuff coming up in a few months here.
Can't wait.
That I
Yeah,
think we talked about for a good hour or two of just how bad we want it to be here right now.
Oh, dude.
Has anyone opened up the flight info to see how many days away we are?
No, I haven't.
Because I need to, so I can slowly start counting down.
I think it's like 80 something.
That's too many.
That's a lot.
86, I think.
Oh,
Gnarly.
I might be wrong, but like I feel like I got an email or something like that. That was just like an update.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we booked this thing so long in advance.
When we booked it, it said 180 days to go. I was like, holy
I
crap.
know. We had so much time to go.
It's kind of. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's how fast it's gone. Like, it's how long has that been? Like 3 or 4 months since we did that.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it'll just be here just like that.
Well, now that it's summer, it's gonna fly by.
That's true. Yeah.
I just
it's
confirmed
gonna be-
65 days.
Ooh.
65. That's
Yeah,
not
65.
80.
Okay, cool.
Swerve.
I don't. But it must have been a couple weeks ago that I saw the email, I guess.
Nah, that's gonna be really fun. We're gonna get some fucking cool stuff. It's actually the first trip. When was the last time like we went on a trip, all 4 of us?
Hawaii.
Was it COVID Hawaii?
20.
I think COVID Hawaii was probably the last time we all went somewhere together.
2019.
Because you guys went. That was 2021, I think.
No,
No,
that was-
2020.
It was 20 right before everything
Yeah.
fell down.
Yeah.
No, we were there, I think, when it was crazy.
No,
Yeah, I
we were.
think so.
No. Wait, we were there right before. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was COVID at all.
Are you
No,
sure?
it wasn't.
No, it was COVID.
No, it was because I remember there was like a super
Oh, no.
funny billboard. There was a funny billboard in the it was like a punny cowboy thing about like masking up.
Well,
Like, in
yeah,
the airport.
you guys
Because it
have
was
both-
coming.
Yeah, you guys have both been since, so you're probably mixing that up. Like, because I remember the story of Gracie's dad. Like, didn't Gracie's dad say he was like on the floor, like on
It
the
was one of the cases that came
I think you
back.
guys are talking about Hawaii and we're talking about Texas.
Yeah, I'm talking about Texas. I thought that's
Oh.
what we were talking about.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
okay.
We went to Texas in October of 2020 because we went twice.
That's so funny that like half of us were just full stuck on Hawaii, and
I
half
mean,
of us.
me and Tanner were on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
talking about.
and that is true. That is the last time I think we all
Yeah,
went on a trip.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because when
Jeez.
That's
COVID
so
started,
funny.
I was still there, and I was like, I didn't know what to do because it was like I was still there in March, and it was like things
Yeah.
were kind of starting to get crazy, and I was like, I like called my parents. I was like, should I come home or should I just stay? Like, I don't know.
I was in Mexico. I did the same thing. I was at my grandparents'
Yeah.
place. Like,
Hmm.
should I just
Yeah.
post up here and get really, really good at killing fish?
I mean,
Dang.
honestly, at that point, looking back, you could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know what was going to happen.
Dude, if I
Have
would
a
have stayed,
pretty-
I'd probably still be living there if I had.
True.
If I would have just stayed back then, I
had
would
a
probably
pretty-
been like, I live here now.
Had a pretty banging wedge season that year, though.
We did.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
That
did.
that's the only good part about that year. That started like last. If this was the 2020 year, it started like half a month ago, and it went to like August. And that was the
Gee.
4th of July as well, too. Dang, what a
Yeah.
good year that was.
For waves.
That's yeah. If you're in the water, it was fantastic.
If
Maybe
you can
that-
surf, yeah.
Maybe
Wasn't
there's
it
a
super
correlation.
warm? It was super warm that season too, right? The water. I feel like
Yeah, I think so. I know later in the season for sure was like because
Like,
after
I
the
thought-
4th of July swell, it was pretty flat for a while,
yeah.
and then it was warm, and yeah, I think. But that was the other thing about this swell that we can throw in, Tristan. It was freezing.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
super
cold.
It was so
Oh.
good. And like the waits got so long at some points because like some of the days had like new swells filling in and some were dying, so it was like so slow with high tides. And like I wore my hood one day.
what?
Like,
5'4"?
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
The day Swerve shot water was like Swerve couldn't even move. He got out of the
Yeah,
water.
all my joints just froze. I had to just get out for a few minutes just to like try to defrost a little bit.
That's nuts. Well, you guys
Yeah.
gotta change that by the time I get back. I don't want none of that.
Oh, there was a bunch of jellyfish too. I don't know if you guys. I saw you were out on the boat today, Craig. Did you see?
Mhm.
Have you seen the jellyfish? There was like I went paddleboarding like I think 2 days ago. There was like
Yeah.
thousands of blue jellyfish.
Is it the by the wind sailors? Like
Yes.
And the wind sailors ones, yeah.
Yeah. They're all over the beach too. And they're all like the whole time driving in the boat, you're basically just running them over, like because
turning them up.
they're everywhere. And that whale that I saw, like you can see it on the surface. All of them are just like they're just right
Oh,
there.
wow. That's
Yeah.
It's
cool.
great. And there's
I don't
just
like them.
there's not
I think those ones are. I think they're harmless to humans.
What's
though. I
what's
don't.
to
Yeah,
hate
they-
about them? What's
They
there
look
to
like
hate about them?
they look like blue bottles, so I hate them.
They look like plastic on the beach.
They look like they
Yeah.
are gonna zap you for sure.
Yeah, like when they die, they get all like clear, like you can kind of see
Yeah.
through them. It was so weird when I was in Slow 2 weeks ago, up on those beaches, like covered, just like it is down here. And then we had like a few days of wind, and now they're all here. So I was like, what the hell is going on with that?
How many are there of them to just die and cover the beaches like that?
So many. Like
I was scared. Yes, or I was scared when I was on the board because I was like I didn't know, like I wasn't super familiar with that species, and I was like I was like worried. I'm like, dude, if I like fall, like I'm like literally gonna be falling in a pool of them. Like I was like I didn't want to get stung.
They are
shock.
like related to the Portuguese man of war. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
see, I knew they couldn't be trusted.
but they
No,
don't
but
sting.
I looked them up. I looked them up after we got back, and they apparently they can't really do anything to you. But they
Yeah.
definitely look kind of crazy though.
I know they can't sting you, but they just too close.
They're known as Velella. That's their name.
Scientific
So,
name.
I don't know what that means. Not poisonous. As of 1 day ago, someone put an article up 1 day ago. That's funny. But yeah, those were out there too, and the amount of like bait balls and dolphins and birds and sunfish that were out there was like shocking.
Maybe it's going to be a good season.
Yeah, like if there were tuna around, like holy, you could catch it from the beach. It was wild.
Oh, wow.
Were you good this summer?
Yeah, like even when you're driving, like you were just driving, you could look off the side of the boat and just see bait like flying out of the water. I don't know what's going on, and like the bait boat is going crazy. Like they're just bringing in so much fish. So, and the orcas were back.
Oh yeah, there was the white orca was up. I mean, I didn't see it, but apparently one of the Newport whaling whale watching companies saw it.
That's cool.
I think its name is Frosty.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. They got some really cool video footage of it. It's pretty crazy to see. Like it doesn't look real.
Yeah, Dingo got some crazy slow-mo videos of it.
Wow.
Oh, really? Was he out on a boat?
He was on one of them. Yeah, oh
wow.
I think he just went out to cruise and they ran into orcas.
How lucky is he? Dang.
I know. He posted a couple of videos, so I want to go see it. It's pretty wild. Like it's just super slow-mo, and and the Frosty one is there. It's crazy.
Sick.
The questions today are, some of them are very obnoxious and some of them are just very interesting.
Good.
One of them is just a pizza. The pizza emoji. Which
nice.
which it's a great question. I don't know.
I agree.
What's your favorite pizza or something?
I could be. What's your favorite pizza? I'm gonna go pepperoni sausage for the boys.
Meat lovers, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Next question. Stupid.
This one is, why are you potting when you should be out ripping?
Flat.
Potting?
Podcasting.
Like potting.
Oh, well, we do it at night. So unless you want us to surf with flashlights,
which is an option.
And we got to leave some ways for you schmucks.
Should be out ripping. Yeah. This one, I think this was from Limited Access Co. Tanner, you'll probably be able to answer this one. Pre-comp heat rituals on the tour and how you get locked in before you paddle out. This one is actually an informative one that that we can get some knowledge from.
Yeah, is he asking me what I do, or if I've seen other people?
I think he might be.
I think it's what you do. Yeah, I think it's what you probably do, and then maybe what you've seen could be funny.
Well, I guess what I'll usually do, if I'm say I'm first heat of the morning, I'm walking down. Depending on the spot, I want to be there 30 minutes before my heat so I can watch the waves. I don't time the sets or anything like that. I just kind of try to get a feel of how consistent it is. I don't like to put numbers to I know some people try to time the sets and be like, okay, 10 minutes in between third wave of the set's the best, whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of just psychs me out. Usually be listening to music. Always actually for sure listening. Yeah, I'm a B. That's always that's the last song I will put on before I go out. And kind of depending on how I'm feeling, I have two playlists. If I need to get like amped, I have like a more amping song playlist. And if I'm like kind of like spinning out and getting a little bit too nervous or frantic, I have like a playlist that kind of will calm me down a little bit more.
Smart.
Yeah, so I'll kind of switch back and forth kind of depending on how I'm feeling. And light stretch, I don't really stretch before I surf, so I don't really change it too much before a heat. I will kind of like warm up and just kind of make sure my body's like not so stiff. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really have any like superstitious things I do. I know some people will touch the water before they do like a prayer. I'm not my thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I just piss every 10 minutes because I'm overhydrating and nervous.
That's
Like pretty much what I'm doing is I'm walking from watching the waves to the bathroom because I'm peeing every 10 minutes. So I drink way more water because I'm afraid I'm going to be dehydrated.
Are you peeing in the suit before you're paddling out?
Easy.
Are you just dripping on the way out?
No, because I can't like paddle when I'm peeing. I have to sit there. And I feel like it's too obvious, especially like if they panned me like in the water, just like kind of laying there. And they're like, what's he doing? You're not going to know like, that's what I'm doing, but I just feel like you would.
Like, wait, why is there water dripping off him? He hasn't even paddled out yet.
Yeah, no, I'll save it if I have a chance to sit out the back and wait. Like if it's like at Arica, then pissing in that channel all day. But after I get out there,
yeah. I have a follow-up question about like preheat. Like, so if you're not surfing like first thing in the morning, do you ever like surf the day of like before heats, or are you just like just waiting until your heat to surf for like the first time?
I used to just surf before, always almost. Now I don't, just to conserve energy. And I mean, it depends. Like if it's a new location, then I might just to hopefully get a feel for the place a little bit more. Like Arica, I used to surf every morning before the comp, no matter what.
Yeah, damn.
Because that's what I was going to ask, is because like in the events that we've gone to together, it's kind of mixed. Like sometimes you do surf before, but sometimes you don't. And I was kind of wondering also too if it was the specific wave, or maybe if it's a cold water place and you don't want to have to be putting on like a wetsuit, or if it makes a difference if it's warm and you're just in trunks and it's like not really that big of a deal, like, or swimsuit.
I mean, if I'm feeling like I'm not totally confident, like I know what the conditions are going to be like, I might jump in and paddle around and catch a couple waves before. But other than that, not really. Like I don't feel like I usually wouldn't. I mean, the last year I didn't at all, but in previous years I would, but kind of just got over it. Just like to relax in the morning, and if I'm not first heat, then have a nice breakfast and cruise and go down when I'm kind of feeling like I want to get into that area, get into that zone. Because it's kind of like, I mean, Craig, I mean, you guys have seen what it's like in the athletes area when it's all like, say it's the final day or something, it's like pretty taxing just being there. Just like high emotions from everyone around you, high stress, and just kind of drains your energy. So I tend to avoid that for as long as I can, especially if I'm already like a little bit stressed out, because it just amplifies things.
Yeah, you're looking around, you're just seeing everything, hearing everything, hearing the guy talk on the speakers, like stressful enough. It's so loud, it's like in your ear, it's in your face. So that makes sense.
And it also, sometimes it can psych you out too. Like if you're watching other people and they have like a really good heat, like, oh shit, this guy's on fire. Like I might have him in my next heat. Like, and then you start like going down that rabbit hole.
Spiraling.
Yeah. So sometimes it's better just to like lock things out, at least for me. I know some people kind of feed off of like chaos and like frenzied like vibes and whatever. So just kind of
Cool.
depends on the person.
This next one is from Caleb Powell, and a lot of people have asked me what was going through my head during that invert that Wednesday morning. And
I'm curious about this actually.
to be honest, not a lot. There was like, it was a small little side wave that like, I don't know, turned into some massive ramp. At least like when I was going up to hit it, I just like, I don't know, I thought it was like a way smaller wave. And I thought it was a smaller wave like that the entire session until I got out. Because it didn't like really hurt that bad when I landed. So I was like, all right, well, didn't hear anything from the beach. Like, no one really gave me any props. I was like, all right, probably was just whatever. And like, I remember doing the invert and like feeling a little backwash and tweaked it. And then I was coming down. I had like way longer of a time than you usually would on an invert. And that was the only thing that was in my head. I was like, that could have been like pretty big, and also why I bailed. And then I got out and saw a photo of it on the beach and was like, holy shit, that could have been like maybe the biggest invert I had ever thrown. But watching the clip, it kind of haunts me because I think if I tried to land it, could be pretty injured.
Yeah.
Oh, you would have scorpioned 100%.
And
you would have
like,
been like
down.
you would have been like Arica at Waco.
oh. That
You
was-
don't want
Except-
to. You don't want to do that.
Except unfortunately for you, I don't think you're nearly as flexible as she is, and I think
No.
your back would have just snapped in half.
Yeah. And like looking at it now and like even the photos that are like a little tighter, there's like more backwash waves that are in it, like where I would have landed, like where I slapped. So like that would have just all condensed into one little spot and just crushed me. So
Heavy.
I'm pretty glad I dipped out on that one for the most part. Cool shot though.
Jeez.
Yeah. Kudos for going for it. That looked fun.
Swerve nailed the down the beach shot. So
Yeah, I was
That's
I
what
was,
I
I was stoked. I was stoked on that one.
Yeah.
with the sun out, it looks so good.
You guys were talking
silhouetted.
about, before that swell, you guys were talking about trying to do stuff off the main peak. So was
Yeah.
that back of your mind?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's also more of like, I don't know. I thought it was a small wave like the whole time. That's why I took off.
Well, it's not like a big wave, even for wedge standards, but it's like
Yeah.
it just launched you so
Yeah.
freaking high.
Well, and
Yeah.
that section is about the heaviest the wave could be too, is right there.
Yeah,
Right at
Yeah.
and apparently it sends you the highest. looking at that air forward Tanner did.
Yeah.
that was
we were hunting those for sure. There were a couple waves that I was just looking at like, oh shit, that was the one you could do it on. But it's so intimidating. Like you need one that is fully like breaking at you to do
Yeah.
it. Otherwise you're just gonna go off the back.
There's
Which-
like crazy clips of JJ and like some of those guys from that generation doing it, like those huge forwards off the peak and like going pretty far into the flats with the backwash. It looks so gnarly.
So hectic.
Yeah,
Cool.
you probably just need like a really specific angled swell and like the sand to be like very specific for
Mhm.
you to be able to get like the proper slingshot like
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. You just like, you have to be with the cider as long as you can, but at the same time racing it. So it's hard to like time when you release to go at it.
Yeah.
It's almost better if you're behind it. So you can
Hmm.
just like be going flat out from the start. We'll get one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We get another cider day, which we might after a little flat spell we're going through right now. Put some sand back in the corner.
So
I
much
hope-
wind too.
I hope
It's
not.
been relentless for like a week straight. It just didn't stop.
Probably gonna be
And no
much
swell
colder,
coming out of
too.
it either.
Yeah, no swell. It was just literally just like onshore from the time you wake up until even through the night. There was a couple nights where like I was like going for like a run or something at night, and it was literally still onshore, and it was like 9 o'clock at night. I was like, what the heck? It's crazy.
And cold. You're just freezing
Yeah,
in your run.
yeah. I was just like, what the hell? Like, how is it still onshore? Like, I'm not, it's like so like unless it's like a storm, it's like I feel like it's like pretty rare to have like that steady of onshore wind, like even after dark,
Yeah.
or at least from my experience.
Yeah. I agree. Feel like that's a pretty good place to wrap this up, boys. Anything else you got to say for the week? Any last thoughts for the listeners? Tanner's thinking long and hard about this
Yeah,
one.
I'm drawing a blank. I got nothing.
Why don't you promote your new boards that
Oh,
just
yeah.
came out?
Got I wish I just
Tell-
took them out of my room.
Tell
I would have a little
all
show and tell.
the kids about the new flare mod.
Yeah, so new shipment of science boards just arrived in the US. They should be hitting other locations worldwide soon, if not already. Got the new Flare series, which I don't know if you have seen them. If you haven't, take a look. It's got some really cool, slick graphic, like gradient. They look really cool, and I just got mine the other day, and they feel really cool. They feel rad. Yeah, other than that, like board shape hasn't changed much. Still fast as ever. Still, works great. Just, little extra cosmetic little twist going on with the slick. Yeah, it looks sick. I'm excited to ride mine. I'm excited to hopefully see some more in the water. And I guess I should plug the video that just came out on the Gyro YouTube channel. Little series that we're working on this year, kind of utilizing. Well, this episode utilizes older footage that we've gotten over the years in Mexico, like going down there, and then footage from the new trip that we just did a couple months ago. And kind of a fun little story, a little backstory about me and just my relationship with Mexico. So check it out.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that's
watched
cool.
I watched that clip this morning, and like it was like it was a reminder of like that one trip to Puerto. It was that you're just surfing like so consistent that that trip, like it was just so crazy. Like we'd been traveling like a fair bit at that point, and it was like like you always like expect you to like do like cool stuff, and it was like an average session, it's like if we get like 1 to 3 waves that were like, yeah, like that was pretty sick, like we were like stoked, and it was so crazy. Like I swear that like that whole trip, it was like every session it was like there was like almost like 10 keepers like per session. It was just like the waves were so good,
So
and
many
like,
waves.
like you were just like so like locked in. On
That was
trip.
like probably the most productive trip I've ever done. Like it wasn't too crowded, like at Colorado, and the waves were really fun. So like I just got to surf all day, and kind of just like I had my pick of the lineup. Like there are a few days when a couple people would be out, but we had so many just like windows where it was literally just me surfing, or like
So
me
sick.
and like 2 other guys.
Can't imagine.
And the waves were really fun. So just got to be in a good rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, me and Tristan are having a hard time imagining that place with no one out.
Oh,
yeah, it was
awesome.
crazy. There was it would be like you, Mike, and like maybe like 2-3 locals like at most.
And Kiahi.
And and Kiahi. Yeah, that was a sick trip.
I also realized it was probably so uncrowded because the road was washed out. Remember the hike we had to do?
Yeah.
Like when I went back and it was hacked because the road was there, I was like, what the hell is going on? Like,
Hmm.
'Cause you can
I was
drive.
just here like last year and it was not neat. Like there would be like 3 guys out and now there's 50 people. What the heck?
Yeah. So wait, so is the ravine like fully like filled back in or something?
They just have a road that goes around it now.
Yeah,
Oh, so they just made a new road.
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
how it was.
okay.
That's how it was when me and Tristan were there too. Like when Tanner and you guys were saying you were walking down there, we were like, no, you weren't walking down there. Like we got driven down there every single time we surfed it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We were walking from
Yeah,
the
we
road.
did. We did not. We walked
That's a
from the
long
main
walk.
road. It was like full hike
Yeah.
Like 30
there
minutes.
and back. Yeah.
and
Through the
so many mosquitoes.
Oh,
Dude. Oh.
Luckily
Do you remember
for
my
me,
back that one day?
yeah, you got eaten alive. For some reason, they don't bother me. So like mosquitoes don't like me. So it wasn't a problem. But I remember for you, it was like, yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. And like I'm pretty good. Like mosquitoes don't really kill me that bad. But there they just loved me. I was just too sweet.
That's so brutal.
Yeah.
Tanner,
That was
that last wave of that cliff, I hadn't seen that wave in a long time. That double barrel, that was insane.
Which
Of the-
one?
the
Oh,
cliff
the
you-
big one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. You just
Yeah.
disappear. I'll let people watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it's a good day.
Do you remember that one day that we went down to Colorado and that was like right when ISS came out and you accidentally forgot the stringer and you surfed. You didn't even realize you surfed the whole session without
No
a
stringer?
stringer. Yeah, and he like actually he didn't like buckle the board, but he like creased it pretty bad on like a pretty big flip
Yeah.
that session.
Well, I surfed most of the session without it, and then I was paddling, I was kicking, and I felt like water like hitting my leg in a weird way. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like I just felt like water like filtering like into my like inside of my thigh really weird. I was like, what the heck? And I looked at my board and there's just like water dumping out of the stringer cavity. And I was like, oh shit, like that's not good. Water's like bath water and I have no stringer.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Bent in half.
So what's
I think that
what's
board
the
got
word
pretty
on
toasted.
ISS? Is that just is that still functional?
I mean, I
It
don't
will
think they're making it anymore.
Yeah, it's discontinued.
But what's the verdict on like the functionality of it?
I liked
I
it.
mean, I think it's definitely super functional. It just I don't know, it just didn't really like catch on as like
Yeah. I don't think there was enough people
Across the board.
traveling
Right.
like
Yeah.
to utilize its like real function, you know. Like it'd be
Right.
great to get the same flex or a different flex everywhere you go. Different
Right,
temperatures.
yeah.
You only need one board until it basically breaks. So
That was why I liked it for traveling because I could use the same board in Hawaii and then use it in Chile. But I mean, if you're not surfing that different of water temperatures, doesn't make that
Yeah.
much sense. But it was
Yeah.
good, you know.
Yeah.
It did catch on for a while. Like it was like on every board for a while, and then it just
Yeah.
kind of didn't become like a staple. Like I think they
Yeah.
wanted it to.
Hmm.
But I backed it. I used it for a long time.
Yeah, it's a cool thought.
Yeah.
all right, folks. There it is. Another edition of the Breaking Even podcast. Buy the boards, watch the videos, buy the shirts, do everything that you listened to in the last hour here. We really appreciate the listeners, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah.